Hey guys. Okay, so wanted to pop on because as you guys know, the internet, at least musical theater part of the internet, is buzzing with Cats, the movie that's coming out in 2019. I believe it's set to come out in December, just of this holiday season, so I assume that's December. What are my thoughts on this? So for you who watch my channel, you guys know I'm a huge musical theater nerd. I love musical theater. I do theater. I've acted, I've directed. Um, as you guys can see, my Hamilton playbill back there, and then behind my shoulder, right there, is Dear Evan Hansen. And then over on this wall, which you guys can't see, I have Anastasia Beautiful and SpongeBob. And so, what are my thoughts on this? Before I get into this is originally what I wanted to say. I have never seen Cats. I've never really had a strong need or want to see Cats. From my understanding, there is no actual story behind Cats. It's, from what I'm hearing, it's cats who introduce themselves for 2 hours. And then there's a prostitute cat that comes into the mix and probably tells its not even a story, I think introduces itself, and then a cat dies. And that's basically all Cats is. You guys should know that Cats is one of the longest running musicals on Broadway. I was gonna say longest running Broadway on Broadway. That wouldn't make sense. But Cats is one of the longest running musicals on Broadway, and I don't understand how story like this could be so successful on Broadway. I can't comprehend the fact that somebody made a musical about cats and it became one of the most successful musicals on Broadway. Just saying. Okay, so my thoughts. Everyone is hating on it mainly because of the way they did it, the CGIFs or whatever that's called. I personally don't know anything about it. I definitely need to research it a bit more. It's so awkward for me just looking at the cats. It's so awkward for me because it definitely looks like I just saw a video on P Reviewed. Sorry, my other computer's over there, and so it's out of the way. And Jay said that it basically looks like they were made in a lab. I kind of have to second that because it truly does. It's a weird thing to see adult humans portray cats. Now, how I started out in theater was I played fictional characters and I did play animals. And let me tell you, it's kind of one of the hardest things to do just because you have to think about all the character traits and how to portray an animal, portray something that's not human. And so it's very awkward to see humans be cats. One thing that super is bothering me, and I know like it's okay for them to walk on 2 feet because they're human. However, if you're going to portray cats, I think you need to be on all fours somehow because obviously no cat walks on 2 legs. Well, of course, that is if it has like a condition or, something like that. That's kind of bothering me. There's a moment where the white cat's like doing this weird, like seductive, like shoulder thing. And I'm like, what cat on the planet does that? There's probably some cat out there, but definitely none that I've met that do a weird, like, shoulder thing. I think the makeup is okay. Um, I'm very confused though why Jennifer Hudson has like fur on her face and other people don't really have that, like full on fur, I guess. That's a little bit confusing to me. I guess James Corden also does too. So how some of them actually have legitimate fur on their faces and some of them don't. That's a little bit confusing to me. But they look like cats. I'm gonna give credit in this video to where the credit needs to go. And yeah, I think the dancing before I saw that it was the choreographer from Hamilton, before I saw that, I was looking at the choreography and I was like, "Oh my god, this is really really cool. I think this could possibly save the movie if it ends up being a flop." And then I saw it was because of the Hamilton Association. It's really hard in this kind of like industry to watch something and then immediately have like all these names attached to it because you think it's going to be really good because of the previous work, and it can end up being a flop. So yeah, my next kind of thoughts, just kind of going through my head right now, is the casting choice. Now, I'm confused on this because if you guys haven't read the Forbes article, 14 Broadway shows are leaving next year. Some of them are going to leave a little bit before them, but most of them are closing right at the beginning of 2020. I was going to say 2021. I'm so confused. What year is it? And that's a whole separate video that I'll do my thoughts on. But my question is, they got all these celebrities to play cats. Now, I'm not fully against celebrities being in theatrical movies or theater per se. I think I definitely prefer people who have a background in theater to do, a thing like Cats, a show like Cats, or some show that's obviously based for Broadway. Um, I'm just really confused why the entire cast is these big name celebrities, because obviously celebrities can get asked to be in a movie and whatnot, but usually it's like a couple people. It's not like the entire cast. My question, going back to the whole like Broadway losing money thing, is what made them want to do Cats as a movie? Because, like I said, Cats is very successful on Broadway. It's one of the most long running shows on Broadway. Um, I know these 14 shows, they have a lot going on as far as the box office goes. So I'm really curious to know like what's going on with Cats at the box office. Why do some of these like huge hit musicals get turned into movies? And I guess, yes, it's so people who can't afford to go see a Broadway show, because you're not just paying for tickets, you're paying for everything, your trip, you know, it's for them to see a Broadway show. However, I'm still just kind of curious to why, out of all, excuse me, all musicals you could do, Cats is the one you choose. And Cats has no storyline. Like, if you're gonna do a musical, I feel like it should at least have a good storyline to it, but that's just my personal opinion. I talked about what I think. Oh, okay. I guess kind of the last thing is, what do I think could possibly save this movie? Um, and I really should have said who was involved in the cast, but I'll get back to that. So I kind of think the only things that could possibly save this movie is just the way it's shot, and maybe like the sets, and I guess the aesthetics of it all. I guess if that's the word I want to say, I'm just kind of talking like visually. I think anything visually is going to get, you know, attention and probably save the film. I think hopefully Rebel Wilson, let me see who she is in this. She's a huge name. She's Jenny Annie Dotts. So if that's, I've never seen Cats. So if that's a big character in this, I think Rebel could save the movie, because Rebel Wilson and her comedic stuff with Pitch Perfect seems to kind of be playing into this. Um, yeah, I'm just kind of thinking like overall what's going to save it is just like how it's shot, the setting. Um, I don't think costuming is really a category in this, because it's all whatever I said earlier, and I don't know much about that. But I think the choreography could definitely save it, since it's the choreographer from Hamilton. So yeah, so who's all in this cast? So this is why I'm so confused because these are big named people that are in this cast. So we have Taylor Swift, we have James Corden, Jennifer Hudson. Also, Jennifer Hudson will probably save this film as well because Hudson when she did Dreamgirls, those vocals were freaking amazing, and so I hope those vocals can translate into Cats. From my understanding, she was actually the one singing in the trailer, so there's that thought for you guys. Ian McKellen, Idris Elba, Judy Dench, Rebel Wilson, Jason Derulo. First of all, does Jason have a background in theater? Because I don't know why. I'm just one of those people where like I would like them to either had started in theater or just like done theater before getting into like movies and TV. The new girl is Francesca Hayward. I think is how you pronounce her last name. That's what it looks like. I think I kind of feel bad for her because if this ends up being like a total flop, like that's obviously not going to look good for her. It's not going to look good for her career. So yeah, is there anybody else that's like huge in this? Okay, those are the ones that are just popping up right now. So, as from my understanding, Francesca is a ballerina. She let me click on her for a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, the first thing that pops up, I don't know if you guys can read that, but people are furious that she has white fur. This day and age, I don't know, you guys. So she's a ballerina. It looks like she has obviously experience. Okay, so she is an English ballerina and a principal dancer in the Royal Ballet at Covent Garden in London. So it's right there on Wikipedia. Yeah, I feel bad for her because if this is like supposed to be her big thing and her big break into the industry, it's probably gonna ruin her. So yeah. Yeah, I guess those are kind of just my thoughts on this. I'm hoping for the best. Choreography is going to be amazing, and I'm going to give credit to that person who does it. Yeah. I want to go into it open-minded. I don't know if it'll be playing here where I'm at, but I would love to see what other people think of it, especially when it comes out. I'm not going to be shocked though if it comes out and then all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh my god, we were so wrong. Cats is amazing and everyone needs to see it." I'm not going to be shocked if that happens. But everyone as of right now is hating it, especially more theater people. So, which is kind of interesting to me. But it's so hard being a theater kid, being an actress, and then being a director as well, which I feel like I could do a whole video on. And it's just because of how our minds work and how critical we are because we understand character development and we understand plot driven things versus character driven things. You know, as a director, it's a whole different story. I really am going to make a video about it because it's just a lie. It's the worst thing ever because we criticize more than what we give credit for. And so, yeah, I'm going into this to wrap this all up for you guys. I'm going to go into it with an open mind. I think it might be a cool way for people to see Cats. Maybe what will happen um, is people will see Cats the movie, and then if they can afford it, go to Broadway and then compare the two. So maybe it's supposed to be another way to get more people to go see it on Broadway or something. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I will definitely do that video. Um, thinking like, oh, that's what I'll title it. Sorry, thinking like an actress and a director. I will do that video sometime this week. I'm finally open to do videos. I had a week full of babysitting. And yeah. So, anyways, hope you guys all have a great day, rest of the week, and I will see you guys back here whenever I see you. Bye.